The following is an independently produced community access program. The viewpoints expressed are those of the community access producer and do not reflect those of Shaw Cable Systems. The program is presented in response to CRTC policy guidelines regulating community programming.
Hello, bonjour Alberta. Did you know that at least 238,000 people speak Français in Alberta? And those numbers just keep on growing? Oui, oui, c'est vrai, it's true. And thanks to Shaw TV Community Access Programming, we get to reach out to everyone to let you know all about special people, places, events, and activities happening right here in this great province, in both English and en français. That's right, mes amis. We begin the first part of our program in English, and then we repeat it en français. So stay with us. Restez à l'écoute.
Bienvenue and welcome to Hello, Bonjour, Alberta. This is our 5th season, and this year we're changing it up a little bit. I want to introduce one of our co-hosts, Marc Lalonde, who will be helping us out here for some of our shows.
Very pleased to be here.
Great to have you, Marc. And today we are talking to Michael Subasic, who is chair of the organizing committee for the annual PALIO Family Fair event.
That's right.
And also Father Jèrome Lavigne, yes, who also from St. Peter's Parish, who helps out a lot with this PALIO event. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks.
Nice to have you.
We've enjoyed chatting with you a little, but you both have some kind of interesting backgrounds that I'm sure everyone would like to hear about. Can you give us a quick synopsis of your backgrounds?
Sure, I'll go first. My family immigrated to Canada in 1969. I was born in the former Yugoslavia. Now it's Croatia. And we came here in '69, and I've lived here ever since. So English is actually my second language. Croatian is my first language. I'm married. I have 4 amazing children, 1 boy and 3 girls. And I've ended up on the PALIO organizing team as the chair. So it's a great event, and happy to tell you all about it.
Great. Then what about you, Father Jérome?
Well, I was born in Quebec, and we moved out here to Calgary in the early 80s. And at that time, our family immediate came, and we stayed in the city for a number of years. And then afterwards, home was really in Canmore, where I grew up, finished high school, and from there spent some time in the world, and got the call to the priesthood at 24, and life unrolled from that point on, and been ordained now 5 years. And I'm at St. Peter's as pastor, and I've been helping out with the PALIO for a number of years. Its inception was approximately 5 years ago. And we're just here to share a little bit about what that is and what that has to offer to our families here in the diocese.
Great. And what is the PALIO?
Well, it's a great event. It originates from Siena in Italy. They have villages that come together, and they put riders on horses that wear the colors of the village. The riders participate in a race, and the winning rider gets to take home the PALIO, or the banner. It's the bragging rights for winning the race. So that's what we patterned the idea of our PALIO here in Calgary, in the diocese, off of. The idea was to have an event that would draw a lot of people and families together in an entertaining way, give them some time to spend watching a fun event. Everybody loves horses here in Western Canada. And what we do is we have 1 horse and rider allocated to each of the parishes in the diocese. So 1 horse and rider represents a parish, and they run for the PALIO. It's a fun race. There's no betting. It's just a matter of who's going to win the banner and take it home to their parish. Once they win, they get to take the banner back with them and host it in their parish for a year.
And one of the things that we do to make it more engaging for each of the parishes who are assigned a horse is we ask them to choose a name. So a lot of them will piggyback on the name that the parish is assigned to, or sometimes I've had it where parishioners can submit names and we pick the top 10 and then they vote on that, and you get some more engagement that way, so that it personalizes the event to get the parishioners to come and join.
We get a lot of kids are writing the horses' names down and putting in their favorite names. So we get some really interesting ones. Yeah. Yeah, and the whole motivation for the event originally was we wanted, number one, to give families a reason to get together in a really cost-effective way, have a fun day with everyone, and to do it in a way that we get to celebrate our Catholic faith. So we have a Mass as part of the event that our bishop can celebrate with many of the priests from the diocese. So it's a great reason for people to get together, and any of the funds that we raise go into a building fund pool that goes towards the improvement of our parishes and capital expansion costs, things like that. So
are you also looking for sponsorships, perhaps?
We do, yeah. We are always happy to receive new sponsors. So we welcome new sponsors, and they're always a key part of making the event a success every year.
And this is the 5th year for the event,
This is the
right?
5th year. We started back in 2010, and this is the 5th annual. So a special year for us, and every year we get people from all over the diocese in southern Alberta that come and share the day with us and one another.
And you've had thousands of people, from 1,000 to 3,000 people turn out, depending on the weather.
Depending on the weather, yeah. Interestingly enough, we originally started the event in June because we thought it would be really nice to do a wind-up event. School's over, before we all go away for the summer. Let's do one more fun, engaging event. And it also turns out that in Calgary, June is the rainiest month we have. So we looked at the rain calendar and noticed December is one of the lightest rain months. So we moved the event to December. And September, yeah, not December. It's a little cold in September, and that's where it's been for the last couple of years. So September 20th of this year is the date for the event.
It's a really fun event. I had the opportunity to go last year, and you mentioned there's a horse racing, but there's also people racing too.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Tell us more
funny.
about that. I heard that's quite hilarious.
It's so the horse racing is always a hit, but not everybody likes horses. So we thought, what else can we do that's fun? And we have several things for kids and families to play. There's bouncing castles, inflatables that the kids can play on, and everyone from age 2 and up, 2 to 85 or higher, can go on the castles. We came up with the idea last year for these inflatable horses, and they're basically, we put people on them and they bounce down the infield. They go down the same infield that the horses ride down, and it is so funny because they're falling over, they're falling on each other, they get a little dirty, but they have so much fun, and it was a huge hit last year. So we'll be doing that again this year, and it's open to anyone who is in the stands. They can come down. We had a few of our priests riding horses as well, representing their parishes, so a lot of fun.
And people cheer them on. It's great. It's really
It's
good.
a little competitive, doesn't it?
Yeah, very competitive.
Always.
I'm curious as to how the parishes fit in, because obviously it is the diocese of southern Alberta that's involved here, as I understand. So is there recruitment for and promotion for the event through the various parishes? How are the parish priests involved? How does that work?
Yeah, it pretty much begins quite a number of months before the event itself. I mean, the tickets are at each of the parishes, so if people are looking to get their hands on some tickets from either family or individuals, you can get them from, well, if you're in Calgary, La Paroisse Sainte-Famille, the French parish, or any of them within the diocese. A lot of people, though, as Michael has mentioned, buy them at the gates. It's a nice day. A lot of folks just come on out. And the goal behind it, after having been there a number of years, I can say that the biggest draw is to see the joy in the families. It is a family event. The flow of the day begins with the gates open around what,
9:30?
9:30.
Yep.
And kids can come in with the families and play on the bouncy castles, a few things. Bishop and the priest start rolling in. Mass is at 11, goes till noon, and then everybody breaks out. We bring in vendors for food so that everybody can have a nice lunch. And then from there, it just takes on its own life, from children going everywhere to different activities, and then the horse races in different heats kind of follow throughout the rest of the afternoon, and it just takes a life of its own.
Yes, and you had also shows.
Yeah.
I remember dancers,
That's right,
and you
yeah.
had singers.
We'll bring out, we change it every year, so we try and keep it exciting and engaging. Sometimes we'll have dancers of different, ethnic dancers.
Yeah.
Last year we had the Francophone community out with period costumes because they were a key part of our Catholic history here in Alberta,
Yes.
and as well as part of the civic history here, so several of them were out. We have a magician coming this year who's going to be roaming around doing magic tricks for the kids. We have face painting sometimes for the kids. Lots of different activities.
Lots going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And where do you put it on this year?
Good question. So it is. It's we've always had Palio at the Strathmore Rodeo Grounds, so it's in the town of Strathmore. On our website, palio.ca, you can get directions exactly how to get there. You can camp there the night before, so we have several families that will come out with their trailers or their tents and set up the day before and camp through the weekend, and then just take in the event as something they do. So at the Strathmore Rodeo Grounds is where the event is.
So it's a half an hour to an hour east of the city here.
Yeah, from the north end of the city, about a half an hour out. It's a nice drive out there and nice country setting.
Yes, and when is it this year?
This year it's scheduled for September the 20th. So it's a Saturday, 9:30, gates open, and everything is up and running so people can start enjoying the day right away. Or you can start camping on the Friday if you like as well.
Yeah, some people make it a weekend kind of event, eh?
Yep. Yeah. And what we found is as people move around the city into different rural areas, jobs change, families change around, we're seeing a lot of people reconnecting with folks they knew from 10 years ago. You go to a parish and you get to know the people there, and then you move, your job takes you elsewhere. So this is a really nice way for us to be able to get together and have our kids get together and have fun there as well.
And how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $25 for a family, $10 per individual, and $5 for seniors. So very, very affordable.
Very reasonable.
And if there's families that would like to come and can't afford it, we'll take care of them too. So we don't want anyone to miss out on the fun because they can't afford it. So we have a plan to cover for them as well.
That's really good. And volunteers, you have tons of volunteers also that
we actually go inside of our Catholic community. We have several groups that we ask to assist, and then we go to our schools as well. So students in schools have the opportunity to volunteer. It's part of their curriculum, and they get credit for it. So we have volunteers from high schools. We have groups like the Knights of Columbus, the men of the Catholic Church. We have several of them that come out that do everything from helping you park your car to helping transport you into the site. We have the Catholic Women's League girls that help out with the event as well. Several of our choirs from different parishes in the city, they'll come together and form a new choir for that day. And we have amazing music.
I'll bet.
Yeah, there's even CCO, Christian Catholic Outreach, which are on our university campuses now, doing ministry or outreach to build up the faith in our university students. So they've been out a couple of years. It's good to have all these groups come together to make it happen.
It's amazing. I mean, we're starting to develop leaders in our youth, right? So they get the opportunity to lead groups of other kids, and they're taking care of kids that are having fun there, taking care of adults that are having fun there too.
And how many parishes, Father Jèrome, are involved?
Well, we'd have all the parishes that are within the diocese itself.
How many
we're
is
looking
that?
That's a good question. Probably up around the 40, but all around from southern Alberta to Medicine Hat, all the way up to just below Red Deer, out to Banff and to the border of Saskatchewan. So it's quite a large area. One of the challenges is the distance to get everyone out there. I guess our biggest draw is Calgary, and that's where we get, due to the limited distance, but also people can respond as a big unit. Because the parishes sometimes, we even had it where they bring out all their own food, and they bring out a big picnic, and they'll take one section of the grounds, and that becomes a parish event on top of the diocesan event, and it brings a great synergism to the whole activity of the day.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a bit about the bishop's perspective on this, the focus on the family itself?
Yes, Bishop Henry has a couple of items that go on throughout the year which are family driven and focused. So the Palio being one of them, and the other is One Rock. And One Rock has just happened a few weeks ago, and it's a way to draw up all of our young people to again stir up the faith, let them know that the Lord is alive, Jesus, the faith carries on, and we need them. We need them to come forward and be involved, but also share that with others, and that it's a fun thing and it's a good thing.
New creative ideas, right?
Yep.
Thank you very much for being here today. It was most interesting. And to all of you out there, please stay with us. On continue en français.